Pardon my mental retardation.
No, we totally forgot that.
Now we should be good to go. That giant blue button that I forgot to hit.
Sweet. Let me check this out.
Come on, YouTube. I believe in you. You can do it. Come on. Still not loading.
Oh, it's loading on mine. It's loaded on mine.
It is?
Let's go. Yeah, you typed in the stream.
Weird. Alright. That I forgot.
See?
Cool. There we go. Alright, cool. We're good.
Sweet.
Alrighty.
Sweet.
Okay, so we just wanted to go ahead and welcome all the new members. I'm going to apologize in advance if I stumble. I currently got a concussion, so thinking is hard. So we just want to go ahead and welcome all the new members. We're up to 265. We got all sorts of cool introductions coming in. We're hoping to... You know what? I need to write this down. We need to do an interest survey.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm just gonna add some notes. Yeah, we need to do the interest survey, that way we can get some of you guys linked up together and start working on projects. So, actually, speaking of projects, we're gonna move through everything in the Discord, and then we'll talk about the website. So, speaking of projects, we have some proposals.
Yep.
So we actually have quite a few here.
Yeah, I guess.
So Will Wade put in several. He's an occupational therapist, but he works on all sorts of apps for people with disabilities. If you go check him out, he's got several of them. Some of them are for like a Bluetooth connection that automatically translates, or Bluetooth connection that allows you to like operate any sort of hardware.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, here we go. This guy. Yeah, that's kind of nice. You don't have to use keyboard and mouse. You can use a tablet.
Yeah.
And the next one is Pasco. It's an open... I've never heard of Cordova. I should have looked that up.
Oh, yeah, no. Cordova's pretty popular.
Interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and... I guess later on this week, Zach Parshev and I will meet up with each of you that have put in a proposal, and we will add you an active projects channel down here. And then the latest one is from Hyperion. He's working on C-Core.
Yeah,
it's a new programming language. I actually looked into it. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool.
I would like to see some benchmarks on this, because he's focusing on high performance computing. So I think it'd be fun for somebody in oneleif, if not me, to go test and see how fast it is. So yeah, if anybody's interested in the projects, feel free to reach out to the people that have posted, or put in pull requests and whatnot on their GitHub repos.
And if you want to put a proposal, feel free. And it's a great way to to get an active project channel that helps you kind of just drive what you want done on the project, or what you want some help on.
Yeah, well, we can also make a hook so that every time there's a commit made or a pull request or an issue made, it'll automatically add a message to the channel.
Yeah, so we'd love to help you on that or anything of your projects.
Alrighty, back to our little notes that we got here. Oh yeah, we've had tons of great resources that were put in. Yeah. We're kind of just running through all of the updates that have happened in oneleif for those of you that can't keep up with chat or just happen to miss things. So that'll kind of be the format from here on. So if you want to skip over the first 10 minutes because you have been caught up, then feel free. So I'm actually going to scroll up just a hair. There was one that I was really interested in. Yeah. So many Unity Humble Bundles. I don't know why.
Yeah, the Humble Bundles are ridiculous.
So Susie posted a great article on design principles, and then it actually did have some great examples. I actually learned a lot from that guy. Yeah, I need to go watch the color theory resource. Color theory is going to be super useful if you ever want to do anything with game design or any sort of UI UX. If you haven't learned anything about color theory, my recommendation is just go grab a pre-made color palette and stick with that rather than trying to come up with your own, because odds are if a designer were to look at it and you haven't done it before, they will reprimand you.
Yeah, so shared a lot of good links. Love the design everyday things.
She should put up. Man, we need to keep track of the. We need to have. This is something we need to put on the website. We need to be able to keep track of all these links and have people put tags on them, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
we have like a Discord bot that automatically adds it to our page, and then like at the end of whatever your link is, you put like dash whatever for the tags. That'd be kind of cool.
We could do something like that. Yeah, no. Some other...
I've read mixed reviews on the Design Bible, but I trust Susie's opinion. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, help on supporting multiple subdomains. That'll be for the OneLeaf website. .NET Conf. There was actually a lot of cool things that .NET's coming out with. Pixels. I don't even think I looked at
this.
Oh yeah. It's like constraints.
This one's insane. So this one runs on the Mac, and it literally just once you do Command Shift F, it will measure from like your whole screen, and it'll measure elements of your screen regardless of what app you're on or anything. You can be in within text or anything like that, and it'll still measure. It's kind of ridiculous how it like notifies and that stuff. But then you can set the intensity to like low, high, or that stuff to focus on what you want if there's different shades or anything like that. But
it'd be cool to get something similar for iPhone and iPad.
Oh yeah.
They need Swift UI, man. Got to do it cross. I want to say cross-platform in the same ecosystem.
Whoa! It's cross. Yeah, we had some.
Yeah,
these were pretty good.
Yeah, these were some really good reads. I should have posted this one. You beat me to it.
Yeah, that one was good. Right?
Yeah, a lot of marketing tips. Some of the things that a lot of game developers miss out on is marketing and how to interact with people. Some of my key takeaways from that were basically start marketing as soon as you have something to show on your game. Like as soon as you hit MVP or have something cool, might as well start getting a following. That way, whenever you do release, you'll have people that are ready to buy. And one of the other cool things is he started his game on itch.io, but when he re-released on Steam, he had so many loyal followers that they actually went out and bought the game on Steam, which was super cool.
Were there any like tech-specific things this guy mentioned on the 9 lessons?
Tech-specific?
Yeah, like related to like what technology to avoid or use or how to use it.
Or
was it more for just like the post-game development part?
It was. He used to. Okay, so he started out
like
being a designer, and it was more. I'm pretty sure he just used Unity, didn't he?
I think. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna open it up.
Yeah.
before I say something wrong here. Control F. Unity. No. Whoops. Done goofed. Yeah, so he's a visual effects artist. Everything takes twice as long as you think it will. Yeah, that's agreed. You need external sales to make it. Yeah. So that's one of the other things is before you even like try and push out to a platform, it's kind of like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. In order for the algorithm to kind of like pick up and recognize your game, you kind of need to have a following beforehand. That way, people will go out and buy it as soon as it happens, and it'll kind of catch up on the algorithm, and people will be able to find it organically. But yeah, I don't think he said anything about what he was using.
Localize.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Especially if your game is like one that other nations would enjoy.
Yeah.
China being one of the bigger ones. We're just gonna skip over that part, though. Not gonna talk about Hong Kong.
Don't talk about that. You don't want to get banned or anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Demonetized instantly.
Oof.
All right, walking through. Not that we were making money, but whatever. Okay, direction. Have we have any updates? I don't think we have. Any updates with CRI on company outreach?
No, I've yet to meet with Sue, but I expect to talk with her tomorrow.
Nice.
So.
Got it.
But yeah, looking.
Wrong channel. Yeah. Okay. So that's something else that I wanted to bring up. Extra Life. Extra Life is coming up on November 2nd. It's a charity gaming event. Basically, I'm going to make us a team for OneLeaf. If you want to stream, play some video games, try and get some donations, that'd be awesome. It's raising money for the children's hospitals. Great charity. No reason not to play video games.
So we'll create a team, and then we'll send out the invite, and we'll see how much people join it, and we can all game together or just game and try to raise as much money as we can for the children's hospitals.
Yes, sir. I think it'd be a great event. Also, we can all play video games together. We should get like a 15-hour long session of like Civilization. Okay. Just get like a 20-player game of it.
No.
Yeah, just no. Shut down.
I'll play that and like 2 other games because that one's so slow. Okay,
so last thing that we wanted to chit-chat about is the website. So I did go ahead and do some preliminary research on how we want to handle the subdomains. It looks like AWS's Route 53 allows you to basically choose what domain name goes to what IP address. So, for example, if we have the main domain oneleif.com and it's going to IP address 1.2.3.4, and then you make your own website, or you make your own subdomain, we'll just use mine, ambit.oneleif.com. If I want to use the same backend, we can just point it to the same IP address. And then you could put on whatever front end you want, and we'll just use like Dockerized containers on an EC2 instance. And for those of you that are unaware, EC2 instances is just another computer running that you can deploy your program to. And Docker is just a way of you like containing all of your program files into one little separate container. So, for example, if we wanted to have multiple Docker containers running on one EC2 instance, so if we all pointed to the same IP and port, or not same IP, different ports, that way we can have multiple different services running on the same computer.
Yeah.
That's the biggest update for you guys. We started working on some documentation. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Oh, well, website. Wiki. So I started just giving some very basic API interface documentation. Basically what I'd like to see in the future is basically this all documented out, so that way if you do want to go ahead and end up running your own backend, we all have a unified API, so that way, for example, if on the top level domain, if they want to find all the blogs, if you use the same API, we can basically reach out to your server that's running and pull the blogs, and that way we can give them a full list of it. We're going to try and have a backend and front end testing guidelines set up. That way we can have some unit tests that you guys can follow along with if you're doing your own backend. And then we built out kind of a roadmap of how we see everything going. We're going to approach this kind of slowly. We're going to do wireframes for each one, make sure it works, and then move on. So this isn't the MVP. This is more of a here's all that we think we could do with it. If you have any other ideas, feel free to put them in the website channel. Anything else on the website?
No, I think that's hitting most of it. Other than that, I think we're starting front end development with React.
Okay.
Make sure
we got that GitHub up, so I think we got an initial React code up there. So if you want to pull that down and try it out, you said it.
Yeah, actually,
so
we'll set it up. It works really well. It was super quick.
To test it, so.
I started derping around with just adding like my own components to it. React is actually, like Will said, it's super easy to pick up.
Nice.
I watched like an hour and a half long like tutorial video, and then React has really good documentation. So I also found that as I was searching around, their community is pretty huge. There's like it. Yeah. It's one of the main things that I liked about working with Unity is that the community was so big that if I had any questions, somebody's ran into that issue before. It seems like it's a similar situation with React, so I think it'll work out well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So the thing with React, we need to actually make tickets for it and get it going for actual like work for people to work on.
Yeah. So we have to look at Susie's wireframes and break it down into tickets.
Yeah. So I think she'll finish that up at latest the end of this weekend, but hopefully we can get the tickets up regardless.
Is she gonna give us like mock-ups in like Sketch or something, or is it still gonna be pictures of her hand drawn?
Well, wireframes to lo-fis to hi-fis, right? So right now we'll probably just get wireframes and just get functionality going, just to get
something going,
because there's quite a bit of pages to get done, so we can split up the work. But once we get the lo-fis in, then we start needing assets, and that will require
we could definitely use some more UI people.
Yeah, that was what I was
saying. So if anybody else is interested,
UI people for all these assets that we're going to expect to come in.
Not even assets, but like having Susie do all the wireframes for each of the pages might be a little overkill.
Yeah.
So anybody's interested, reach out to us.
I think you should honestly divide this work into like everything that's just the website and everything that's like the developer dashboard thing. I feel like that might be, if you think about it, complex-ish.
Yeah, the main goal is just to get the basic website up, so that way people have like a landing page to like join the Discord and see who we are.
For sure.
And the next big thing that I'd like to get up is a way for everybody to post up blogs. Because, for example, I forget his name. His Discord name. Is it in web? Open source? Kiram? Something along those lines.
Kiram.
Dude, this dude is posting some amazing stuff. It's gotta be in the web. This dude should have written a blog. Yeah, Mir. Yeah. He was posting so much about how like Facebook and Instagram and whatnot are set up, and it was just amazing information that I didn't know, like when to go to microservices and whatnot. was good stuff. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna make it turn it into a blog. Anything else before we move on to our little extra fun thing?
I think just a kind of reminder of how to join. And
Oh yeah, the rules for starting.
Like just basic rules of when you join, just change your nickname and add your like first name or
to change my nickname. I can right click and hit change nickname, and boom.
And boom, you can change that and kind of go like that.
That won't change your actual Discord name. That'll just change your name in our server.
Yeah, and then after that, you can go to the interest channel. Oops, this way, and you can like what your interests are, and then these channels will pop up based off of what your reactions are or what you're assigned to.
To react, you just click the buttons.
115 on web.
Yeah, we got a lot of web people. Damn.
Yeah.
People are blowing up.
And then the second one is for your role. So
Is that in rules? Nope.
that's at the top of rules.
Is it? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So hatchlings are just kind of new. They're, I think everyone just becomes a hatchling. It like goes egg and then the hatchling. Really, it's just waiting for you to make your introduction.
Yeah, to actually change your role, you have to add a reaction to this message right here.
Yeah.
Hatchling new, caterpillar still learning, butterfly is designers, and leaf is a developer.
Yeah.
The last thing that we'd really appreciate if you guys did is an introduction. That'll really help us. If somebody says, hey, I want to come do data visualization, we could say, oh, go talk to Alex. He's a good resource for you.
Yeah.
Try to post your GitHub username as well.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to look for. So we have a form out on open source. I think we pinned it. That is submit your... Oh, no, where is it? Uh-oh.
I'm not even about to look through all these channels.
Just scroll down. I think it's going to be tough. We'll post it again, but we have a form that you can submit your GitHub name or GitHub username, and we'll invite you to the oneleif group organization on GitHub.
That way you can add tickets, move tickets, commit, and whatnot. All right, time for the fun stuff. We have some updates on the Apple AR glasses from Ming-Chi Ko. Yeah, don't.
I've heard Ko.
Oh,
my mind was reading as cool.
That's so cool, man.
Sounds like
I've only heard it in videos as Ko.
It's an anime name.
But yeah, he's pretty accurate on his reports. Overall, he's been kind of the guy or the main guy to leak most of the stuff for Apple's upcoming events and that stuff. So it's good to see his name on here. But it's interesting to think that they'd come out with glasses instead of the headset. How Google came out with Daydream. Why don't they come out with...
There was a picture of them.
Is it actually them? Or is it like a random?
Nah, it's probably... You know how many patents they have?
Yeah.
Tim Cook one's probably just normal glasses.
See, that one just looks like Google Glass.
Dude, I want to know who filters through all of the patents and is just like, oh, Apple made this one, sweet. Okay, there's got to be a way to filter, but at the same time, who does that?
But the worry I have, if it looks like this, is if it, you have to get the prescription glasses for it, like the lenses.
And so I was reading some comments, and they were talking about fluid. It's like fluid lenses or something along those lines. It was on Reddit. Some dude basically said that there's some form of like you can shine light on this fluid and it will like redistribute it so that it can be like an adaptive prescription.
Which makes a lot of sense. I wonder if you have that, you never have to like switch lenses ever again.
You see, that's so the problem that I have with my lenses right now is they get scratches on them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me. So, but if it's
For real?
Yeah. Like after, I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
I am just a clumsy fool, so that may not be everybody's problem. But like, if you buy a $600 pair of glasses or however much they're going to be, like, how do you expect to keep them nice? I guess.
Yeah.
Like, can you just pop out the lenses and replace new ones, and are they cheap? Or is that? I assume that's the most expensive part, other than the processor that's in it.
Yeah.
But speaking of the processor, it's not doing a whole lot. Everything's being rendered by the iPhone. Kind of like what happened with the first gen Apple Watch.
So do we know what the internal stuff is, or do we just know it's being offloaded to the iPhone? Because
I mean, we don't know anything.
well, yeah, you know what I mean.
I like how they're leveraging the A13 Bionic chip because it was made to support AR.
What is Does he actually? Yeah.
Yeah, didn't this dude like look into
so
the?
it's gonna be
system?
like the Apple Watch when it first came out. It's just gonna be an app extension. It seems. Yeah.
Has a dashboard.
That's
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
I don't think so. Like that was something when people were talking about the Google Glass, or the people who made the Google Glass were talking about it. They were saying the same thing. Like it's not like this full VR UI, right? It's just a dashboard, a HUD for your normal day-to-day usage and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's not a full-on. They wouldn't try to be so invasive into your view, basically.
Yeah, but so the weird part. Do you think AR kit apps are gonna be like usable on here? Like Apple Watch
I think so.
apps. It's just kind of like they're available on the phone, and then you can use it.
It wouldn't make sense that they did all that work to make that API and not have it work for both.
Yeah.
How would it map though? Like something on the ground? Like do the glasses have cameras?
Yeah, you can see in almost every picture they have some form of camera. Like you see the camera right
I
here,
didn't see that. Okay, that's
right
cool.
there.
Neat.
Yeah. So.
Because like even the HoloLens has cameras.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the HoloLens is actually super freaking
You
sweet.
mean like you can wear the HoloLens and technically walk around normal with it being off or something with only camera?
Yeah, so here's the camera maps things out. Oh, it skipped. There's a good image.
Choose this room.
Yeah, so the HoloLens actually like maps out your surroundings, like creates a mesh of it with the camera.
Wow.
So like when I was at work and testing this, like I could walk like 30, 40 feet and it would remember the whole thing. I think it has like a maximum of like, I don't know, 100 or 200,000 vertices. But if you sync it up with my Azure, like their cloud development, you can sync like 2 million vertices, I think. So you could remember like your whole building,
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
which is kind of sweet. And it'll remember where you place the hologram down last. So like you can place it down, walk away, come back, and it'll still be there in the same spot, relatively the same spot.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not super accurate, but
Pretty fantastic.
No, that's really cool.
I'm
But yeah.
impressed how fast AR came along. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Those glasses will definitely be exciting. Man, we should play some bets on how much it cost though.
Well, since they're leveraging all of the processing in the iPhone, I would imagine it's not going to be any more expensive than $800.
Yeah, I was thinking 800 exactly.
But if they said it would be, didn't he say it would be cheaper than the iPhone? So it'd be like, I would personally be okay with paying $600 for it.
Reasonable. Like the commercial.
As long as it does AR kit, like apps.
Yeah.
Like if it is just, like oh look.
Honestly, though, if it did change prescription, like if that actually was a thing, I'd be willing to pay
Oh yeah.
$1,000. I'd be willing to pay a lot for
the
it.
prescription change,
So
that's a different thing.
if it's
but
just literally a HUD, then you're saying it's not worth the 600.
it's not worth
No,
it.
you're saying okay. I see what you mean. So like really, you want the movement.
It has
with the
to
reverb.
A, change prescription,
Yeah.
and then B, do AR apps
Okay, let's
to
do that.
actually be a usable thing. Like, come on.
By
Like,
change
other than that,
prescription-
I have a watch. Why would I buy glasses when they show me the time and that stuff? Why would I buy an Apple Watch for
No,
that?
you
For the
don't-
health?
Yes.
Why doesn't the glasses like track,
Well, that's the difference, right? I think the watch would track health, but the glasses would show the health in like a HUD meter.
The watch shows you time! Come on!
No, it doesn't show time anymore.
Oh my god.
They ripped that feature out of the
At
watch.
least let developers, put, custom watch faces that people can download.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, like,
Dude,
at least give me that.
There could be so many cool things that you could do with AR glasses. Like you could put in like IR cameras and like do like heat mapping of blood vessels. Like if you want
That's
to like
just-
put an IV
yeah,
in,
Yeah.
or you could make them sunglasses. You could like make them be polarized.
Oh yes, that'd be a cool feature of any glass.
I've always wanted prescription sunglasses, but I'm not gonna go pay $100 and some for sunglasses.
These ones change.
I just bought sunglasses that go over my glasses because I'm a lazy pile.
You can get some cheap ones online, by the way.
Interesting.
It's okay.
But yeah, I would pay $600 alone just for lenses that change prescription, so I don't have to like buy new ones.
Possibly. Not gonna lie, $600 for just like liquid lenses, honestly.
Mhm.
Because you'd never have to buy glasses again, as long as the lenses don't get scratched.
Yeah, that's true.
$600 plus $100 for Apple Care, I'd do it. Depending, like Apple Care would have to last like a while, I guess.
Dude, what if they pull on Amazon and make like rings as well?
What do you mean by rings?
Like,
Oh my, like
Amazon
actual
made
rings.
Echo
Oh,
ring. Echo
that
ring.
was so stupid. They want to just how much data can we get about you?
Echo rings. Anyways,
What would it be used for?
hey Alexa.
I can only see it being used to like unlock my devices.
I don't know. They don't do anything. So they don't do
That's so
anything.
weird.
Yeah, they don't do anything great with the technology that's there, right? They're just. I think it's just for integrating to Alexa closer.
It's literally just like scraping for more data. Like that's all that they're completely fine with making like taking it at a loss so that they can sell the data.
I was actually like at the meetup this week. There was one guy who came and he at his apartment has like 2 Google Homes and 2 Alexas. And I think 2 Alexas because his girlfriend has them. But he was saying like that they perform close and well, but like just that Google understands the voice better. But Alexa's hardware might be better in terms of audio, microphone, and stuff.
Laser powered 3D camera. What?
What's a laser powered 3D camera?
Dude, 3D cameras are super freaking sweet.
Is it like what's there on the 10 and 11 Face ID stuff? That.
Oh, is it gonna?
Maybe, but I'm wondering like what if it's similar like technology basically.
I don't know. I think they should add like quite a bit of lenses to the iPad Pro.
Dude, what if it's basically what the HoloLens does? Like that mapping of the environment.
See, that's what I expected like the phones to do at some point. They're like ARKit's pretty good.
Yeah, can't you already map stuff in ARKit?
Yeah.
It's just not as good.
Yeah, well, it's not built in. Like once Apple comes out with like a developer kit for it, then it's just easy. But it's all custom stuff from people using the developer.
You could do some crazy shit with that. Like, you could definitely make a Flora's Lava game where you, like, started it on, like, a chair or something and the lava, like, falls off the chair because you know, like, what the actual mesh looks like. You use so many cool things.
I think there's a lot of cool things. Dude, think about looking at the sky at nighttime with the AR glasses.
Oh, my God.
Sky at night just points at the constellation or something.
Dude, just be, like, pinch to zoom. Yeah. Just, like, zoom in on a star or something.
Enhance.
Oh, yeah.
Enhance.
What if you could, like, blur censor people's faces?
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Like, you can do that. At some point in the future, you'll be able to do that.
Well, they just added in people occlusion in ARKit 3 or whatever.
Is it people occlusion?
Occlusion, but...
Oh, wait, that was actually a Black Mirror episode, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what that was. I forgot about that.
Like, literal eye, right?
I thought they couldn't see themselves.
Black Mirror. Oh my God, that show.
Oh, are we talking about different episodes?
Every episode is a good episode, though.
Every episode's pretty good.
But yeah, these are pretty promising, man.
Well, guys, I think that's all we have for you. I'm gonna check the chat real quick.
There's one more leak that came out today.
We got a question. What is the main reason Google Glass failed? It was too limited? Oh, dude, that's a good question. I think, personally, it was too ahead of its time. People weren't, like, same with VR. Like, I've had a problem, like, selling VR apps and whatnot to people that are, I don't want to say elderly, but elderly. Because, it's just not fathomable that it's a valuable resource.
But like, what would you say Google Glass is to me?
So
it is it just like a HUD?
So like at the time is shown off. I believe it was shown off for a lot of like consumer usage. But right now, what they advertise it is for like literally faster hands-on. It's for training in the industry. Mm-hmm. They don't really advertise it for commercial use right now. And then maybe you're right at the time when they're like advertising it as like for people to use.
Yeah.
I think you're right on like maybe people didn't see the use of it. They're like, well, what are we really doing with this? And for the price that you're gonna pay for Google Glasses like that, at that point it's just maybe like this.
How much did they say? How much they were gonna cost?
It cost $1,000 right now.
It was like these ones. Like when they first came out, they were really
so
expensive. But yeah, it doesn't.
Holy crap!
It just kind of like projects stuff. Does it actually like do any No, it's
Dude, their marketing kind of sucked for it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like this tells me nothing of what it's doing, other than it looks like it has a flashlight to catch my glasses.
Like they really don't have any examples going on.
Well, like the first time it came out, did it fail because of like developer hype? Like not enough people got it. It was too expensive. Like
I think that was part of it.
Yeah, so that's the first part. But then I think
over time,
when I look at it, all I see is a big kind of prism.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm going to use it for except for looking at notifications, looking at the weather, what's the time, and like glances, right?
Yeah.
It's not an immersion.
You know what I think?
I
think made the HoloLens take off? They made a developer kit in Unity. They made it super easy for it to work with the HoloLens, with VR headsets. It's starting to work with AR, but the Mixed Reality Toolkit really allowed you to build for all the platforms. Well, at first it didn't. It only worked with HoloLens 1. But the fact that now you can build on one based on one SDK and it'll work across all the platforms, that's like next level. Like that is how you grab a customer base. Is if the developers are interested in making cool stuff, then that whatever that platform is going to blow up.
True.
Like that's why like CS:GO is still a thing. It's so highly moddable and whatnot, and adding like workshop maps and whatnot that like it'll never die off because you can just do whatever you want.
What are the tech specs on this?
Yeah, but going back to the glass, like, would you develop an app for this part shop?
Again, I wouldn't because this is not being advertised for commercial use.
Yeah, well, okay, when it was first came out,
I had that question.
like,
I love their naming conventions. Oreo.
It's not even the latest one.
yeah, but like when it first came out, it came out for like consumer and that stuff. And as a developer, there's a limited amount of apps that would work well on this, and you're just kind of duplicating other than that.
Yeah, at that point it is more like.
I didn't know it ran.
It does now. I wonder at that time if it just had its own thing before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I should talk my boss into buying one of these.
But
I want to buy one now just to play with it.
I know there's a guy at PKI who would like walk around with one.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
Man,
why.
I wish I had like 40K to blow. I'd buy a HoloLens 1, a HoloLens 2, a Google Glass, an Oculus Rift 5. Just compare them all.
One every day.
Yeah, buy a new computer.
Hey.
Gets wrecked.
Got any other questions before we hop off?
Wait, I have.
Yeah, hit me.
Here's one thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one thing that leaked out today. Not leaked out, it's actually shown. So, my phone here. It's made by a company called Essential, as I've probably talked about.
Ooh, the Essential phone.
They came out with this phone like 2 years ago. I bought this last year because, it was made by a guy named Andrew Rubin, who's the guy who created Android and stuff. And like right now, it's like the only Android phone apart from Pixels that released like the latest update. So it's very, very well kept by the company. It was well ahead of its time in terms of design as well. Like the only phone with like no labels on it in the back. Has that notch before the iPhone 10 as well. Slight leaf notch. I don't think it's a notch. It's kind of weird.
That's not a notch.
Anyways, so
The drip.
last year there was no new phone, and people were like, "What are these guys doing?" Thought they're gonna get bankrupt and stuff. But today they actually came out and showed their new devices.
What is it? What's it called?
Just write Essential Phone 2. Essential Phone 2. It's not even a phone, and that's the weird part. It's these devices.
What in the world?
They've been talking about this for a while. Like, we're not releasing a new phone. It's gonna be the smart device kind of thing. And there's some pictures of it from the front side as well and whatnot. But it's this, like that's their tweet from up there.
That is so funky. I kind of
so
like the
weird.
shape of it.
That's so cool. I love that.
That's like the stuff from like.
Dude, they didn't make it like a snap bracelet so you can put it on.
I take it.
Dude, with all the new Microsoft Surface stuff coming out, where it like bends and whatnot,
Yeah.
and the fold phones, why not just make a snap bracelet? Like, snap bracelets never die.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so they're going for this interesting, different look.
Dude, that better be a remote that works on my TV, or I'm not buying it.
It looks like a remote. It's so weird. It's so weird, but it's so cool to see what they're doing. So
Man, that's awesome.
that was like their only new thing.
I want to say that's innovative, but they just changed the shape.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's a different UI as well, so I'm curious to see what they're trying to go for.
What do you... Anybody else see that? Was that just me? Scroll back down.
Just scrolling away from it.
Yeah. Why do you... We're talking about the Essential 2. Why do you have to throw in something about a sex ring? Okay, that's it. I give up. You guys ruined it. Soiled it.
We're done.
Soiled it.
Cool things, though. Cool things.
I hope we answered your question, Jay Restrepo. That was probably butchered, but... Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah,
I hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks.
That was awesome.